Hey everybody, this is Chris Laguna, and I'm here to demo my master's project called Repair. This is a project that was completed at Georgia Tech in the Center for Music Technology. And Repair is a web app, as you can see, that stands for Repair and Enhance Phone Audio on the Internet. So that makes it a little clear what I'm doing. Our inspiration comes from videos that were uploaded to YouTube that were basically recordings of live concerts taken on mobile phones. And these recordings oftentimes have bad quality audio. And the reason for that is simply because the microphones in phones can only be so good quality since they have to fit in the phone and they're small. So what can we do to fix up these recordings as we upload them? And I should say at the beginning that in the ideal scenario, these would be tools that were integrated with a site such as YouTube, so that while you upload, you already have things like stabilization of video, filters you can apply to images on Instagram, but I see no audio equivalent of that sort of in industry or anywhere. So this is sort of hopefully a call to action for these companies to do, at least expose these things to the users so they know what's going on. So let's see what I've got here. We've got 3 examples corresponding to the 3 audio modules that are provided. So these modules basically reflect problems we've heard in the audio. So clipping, which can happen when the source is too loud to record, basically. Files are often noisy with things like background noise, hisses, and then oftentimes, since the microphones are so small, the low frequency content is nearly gone, so hopefully we can mitigate some of this by using filters. So we'll start off with the clipping. The declipping is an algorithm I worked on for a year in the program, and if you want to read more about how it works, you can go to this More Info tab and get a little bit of an explanation here. There's also a reference to my publication in the Audio Engineering Society of this algorithm. But anyways, I guess back to the example. So the first thing that happens in the application is that the file is loaded. So let's hear what this clipped file sounds like. Alright, so there's some clipping there, so we obviously want to get rid of it. We can activate the clipping by clicking this red button here, and we can open up some settings by clicking this button. Declipping algorithm doesn't really have any settings for the user to deal with, so all that's available is an explanation, but we're already good to go. So let's go ahead and run the processing. Now that it's done, it's appeared here in the output, and we can listen to the output. And if we want to compare the two, we can select a region and toggle between them during playback. And that's the declipping algorithm. So on to the next processing module, which is noise removal. So lots of different kinds of noise exist in mobile phones, but this is specifically tackling stationary noise. So this is noise that doesn't change over time, which is things like air conditioners, fans, sounds from the microphone itself. So we can hear that pretty apparent in this audio file.
Here are the things you need to know. Who am I? James Schramko. I run my own business. I have been doing the full-time side of that for about 5 years. Before that, I was doing it part-time. And
so you might have noticed that there are these regions that have been highlighted in the input. These are the regions of silence that were detected basically by thresholding the RMS value, the loudness of the signal. So the reason why we need these silent areas is because we want to be able to estimate basically statistical properties of the noise so that we can do a better job filtering it to remove it. And so we can actually change our threshold. I see here it's a little bit too high, so let's make it a little lower. I might have done a little bit of a better job, but we're going to have to manually edit these regions ourselves. This, for instance, isn't really silence. It's a little bit of an S sound here, so we can double click it to get rid of it. Let's move this region. Let's add a region here. The more regions we have, the better of a job it will do, because the better it will be able to estimate the noise. So it looks good to go. Let's do the repairing. So this isn't an algorithm I created. It exists in a research paper that's also available on that second page. But I did implement it myself. This whole site's done in JavaScript, and it's all run on the browser. No server side. So let's go ahead and listen to the output now.
Here are the things you need to know. Who am I? James Schramko. I run my own business. I have been doing the full-time side of that for about 5 years.
So the noise is attenuated. And finally, we've got basically just some EQ settings in here. So since this application should be usable by any user, not just an audio expert, we wanted to present the filters to users in a way that they could understand. So we're using perceptual terms here: warmth, brightness, and boom. And the corresponding filters that are taken, basically the frequency cutoff ranges were taken from an isotope tutorial. That's how we chose them. It wasn't really arbitrary. So let's apply the EQ. And here, instead of listening to the whole thing, well, let's listen to the file a little bit first. Alright, nothing really wrong with this, but I just wanted to demonstrate the EQ a little bit. Here we can preview some sections, do it pretty fast to get some comparisons between some different settings here. So boom is really low frequencies. You probably heard that in the bass drum if your headphones are big enough, basically. So brightness. So it's pretty simple, but this is probably something that would be interesting to be able to do before you upload something to the internet, like you are already doing in the image domain, this EQ tab, that is. So I kind of hope that some project like this can be a call to action for the uploading services out there to support some more audio processing and give the users control over the audio as well as they already do on the image and video side. So thanks for watching, and see you later.